What's up, everybody? If you drive a Jeep Cherokee, you're going to want to watch this video because I got an upgrade for you. God, this is the worst intro ever. I feel like I'm going to vomit. Alright, sorry about that. So, real quick, before we get too far into this video, I just want to say stop everything you're doing, hit that like button, and I'll tell you why at the end of this video, but I'll appreciate it, and I'm sure you will too. So, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit that too. Hit the like button. I'll tell you why at the end. Trust me, you're going to like it. A couple weeks ago, and then previously before then on a trip when I went out in Colorado in the Jeep, I noticed a few times that the shifting between two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive was getting kind of sloppy, and on a recent trip I had major problems with it where it would slide into four-wheel low and then it would just pop out at random, or it was just an absolute struggle to get it in there. So if you drive a Jeep Cherokee, this is something you probably know about, or if you don't know about it, I'm here to tell you about it. The linkage between the shift mechanism and the transfer case is absolute garbage. I don't know what Jeep was thinking when they built that, but there is a simple cure for it. And you know me, we go budget friendly, so we went ahead and picked up this. This is just your basic cheap Amazon shift linkage, and it cost me 20 bucks. Now, you guys in the comments, you'll always beat me up over it and tell me I should have bought the better kit. There is one, I think it's called Azzy's or something like that, Azzy's linkage. That one's over $100. This one was 20. So, you know me, I spend money on other things, and a shift linkage like this, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to spend over $100 on this when you're going to get the exact same parts. These are all stainless steel parts, so we should have no problems with rusting and corrosion. And honestly, it looks like the exact same copy just for $20. So beat me up all you want, but if you want to save some cash and use that money on cooler stuff, definitely go this route. I mean, 20 bucks versus a couple hundred, you know what it is. But first things first, we're gonna have to get underneath the Jeep and get the old linkage out, and I will show you that. It's the worst design. I don't know what they were thinking. There's scaffolding and bars and nuts and bolts that go everywhere. Something like this seems to be pretty straightforward and basic. I don't know why they didn't do this from the beginning, but oh well. So let's get some tools together. We'll hop out here underneath the old Jeep and start pulling that one out and see what we got to do to get this one in. All right, so the basic rundown is this piece right here is what goes to the floor that goes to the handle inside, which you push and pull to move this linkage, which runs down here. So this goofy looking thing, which crosses around to this thing, which then doubles back around down to the transfer case way back there. And really it's from right here straight up to right here. So it's just from there to there is where it needs to go. And why all this, I don't know. But we're gonna remove all this stuff and make this thing a lot easier. So let's go ahead and tear this thing out of here. I'm hoping to be able to do it without taking the cross member out, because I mean, if you took this out, you'd have tons more room, but I don't plan on doing that. So we're just gonna kind of snake our hands up in here and pull all this stuff out of here. All right, I'll go ahead and apologize now for all the wind noise, but we've had wind blowing, we've had dogs fighting, we've had people cutting grass. We've pretty much had everything going on around the neighborhood. So this right here is a 9/16. So we're just gonna break this loose, hopefully. If you look at it, I thought it was upside down, so I can tell you that the new one did not come with any instructions, so we're kind of winging it. But I can tell that the new arm, instead of being down, will be clocked straight up in like a 12 or 1 o'clock position. So you just got to pay attention to where you're at with two-wheel drive. I know that by turning this now, it just moved, but I will reset it. Bolts on these are 10 millimeter. I might try to actually remove this entire bracket, but you have to pull the carpet out, or at least pull it back off the trans tunnel to get to it. So depends on how much of a mood I feel on that one. Alright, so this piece here was the last piece. It went right into that side. That was a pain in the ass to get out, but it's still, they've all got that same style pop out. So good pry bar, it'll come out on you. So let's take this inside and we'll show you what's going on. Alright, so you can clearly see the difference in these. Normally what goes bad is this right here. This will start to slide, which I suspect is kind of what happened with mine. This was just moving around on it. And then all these joints, they just start getting loose in the bushings. Things start moving funny. And it's one of those things where it's just, when you're going into like 4 low, you're really kind of pulling on it. And it just doesn't feel like it's completely locking in. And that's the problem I had with mine. And then when I'd start to flex out, it would just pop back out, go into neutral. So hopefully by putting all this in, we got nice, like I said, stainless steel linkages. Everything's adjustable, which is really good. And this should take care of our problem. A lot of people that run the high dollar one have said that this design is way better. I'm hoping by running the lower dollar one that looks just the same, we should be good. So now that we got all this out, let's climb back under. I'm gonna get everything cleaned up, and then we'll start putting all this new stuff in. Hopefully it goes in a lot easier than it came out, but let's hop back in there. Something else you'll have to do is just remove all the old bushings out of everything, because the new bolts that they send you will go in. So there's the bushing in the old handle. That definitely needs to come out. There we go. Alright, so now we're working right here. We'll get this bracket here back on. This has got the weird little cutouts on it. And it sounds to me like there's a thunderstorm moving in, so this ought to be interesting. It's cool, just dropping stuff now. We got freaking tornadoes moving in. Alright, so that one on there is nice and snug. This one just has the one hole. The one on the transfer case side actually has 3. It's like an adjustment. So once we get all this put together, then when we get everything set, then we'll want to tighten everything down. But this one here, we can go ahead and tighten down, because it's just the one bolt, and then these little ears that hold it. So that's the new side. So I can tell you, none of this rain or storms was in the weather report for today. It was supposed to be a few sprinkles this morning. There's a bee in here. I don't like bees. There was supposed to be a few sprinkles this morning, and then partly sunny the rest of the day. So I am on hold. It's not raining yet, but we've had some crazy lightning and thunder. And I mean, y'all know this is the perks of working at home in your driveway, you know. The Jeep doesn't fit in the garage anymore, especially because this thing's back in here. But it is what it is. We're a very low budget, high debt YouTube channel. So I don't have a huge shop like a lot of guys do. It's just me, some tools, and a driveway. And it used to be the garage, but yeah, we got this project in there. So while we're waiting on this to pass or explode or my house to blow away, if you're not familiar with the Mustang, I've owned this thing for about 30 years now, and I decided to bring it home finally after it's been sitting out of my brother's forever to rebuild it. So this kind of thing interests you too, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow along. This ought to be a pretty cool project. We are literally building this thing from the ground up. I know a lot of you are going to say, well, it's already painted. You know, you're supposed to do all this kind of stuff after, like metal work. I got some metal work to do, but it is what it is. Metal work, paint was done. Some problems arose. We're going to take care of that. So, oh, and this will be another good time for me to tell you about what's happening with the beginning with clicking the like button. So, I went out, I bought some products for the Jeep. And if you're a car camper, overlander, or anything like that, you're definitely going to want to get you a set of these. These things are awesome. And I have been working with the company that I bought them from to try to make a deal just for you guys out there. We're still kind of working things out. Hopefully everything goes good, because somebody out there is going to get a free one of these if all goes well. So make sure you stick around, hit that subscribe button, get the notification bell turned on. So when this does drop, you find a way to enter to win a free one of these products. But I can't say anything just yet in this video because we're still working out the details. Well, this is going to make finishing this project fun. I'll tell you that much. It's really coming down out there. I mean, we could work on this, but it's kind of not what the video is about right now. So, I don't know. We'll keep waiting. Hopefully it doesn't hail. If there's one thing I hate, it's hail. How about you guys? We had a nice little hailstorm come through a couple weeks ago. It's pretty gnarly. I got a couple friends, their cars got all bashed up, so there's one thing I hate is hail. Hit that like button if you hate hail, right? Alright, well, it has stopped raining and now it's completely sunny out. Literally a couple hours. I don't know what time it was. You can check the video. But we're back in it now that everything is wet and muddy. Let's go ahead and get this project done. So we're going to go in there, get the bracket that goes on the transfer case on. So you do have to keep the original nut and washer that come off the transfer case. Once we get this on, we'll get this bad boy in. There will be some adjustment needed just to make sure the throws are good, and we should be good. So the main thing to remember is the old arm was attached on here and it came down, but that's because it had like 9 different ways it had to go. So when you put in the new one, make sure it faces up towards the top of the vehicle. And it is keyed, so it only goes one way. There we go. So we'll throw that washer and nut on and get that tightened down. Alright, well, we hit a little snag here. With no instructions, I'm just kind of winging it, but I did notice that the linkage here that goes on the transfer case is hitting the back side of the transfer case, so it must be a little thick down on the back side. So what we'll do is I'm going to take this off, probably grind that edge down a little bit, give it a little more clearance, but everything else seems to go in okay. It's got those nice Heim joints on here that allows for, you know, easy movement. It did come with an extra nut, which I believe is supposed to go right here to space this thing out a little bit, because the side of that bolt comes really close to hitting the transfer case. So I'm going to put the nut on the one side, which will push this out a little bit. It'll be fine still. Everything's level, which is nice, but because it's got these nice Heim joints on it, by pushing it out just a hair, it's not going to affect it. But we do need to get this one bracket off of here and clearance that just a little bit. So when this is in here, this edge is hitting the back side of the transfer case, and I mean it's barely hitting it, but I want to make sure that when it's in two-wheel drive that it's not like resting on this and like just right on the edge of being in two-wheel drive. So I'll just come through, clearance this little side out right here. It's not going to do anything, you know, I'm not doing all the way back to here or anything, just enough to give it a little breathing room, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so you can see, took a little bit off that edge, so now it just kind of form fits around the transfer case. It's all the way in two-wheel drive right now. plenty of clearance, so that's good on that end. All right, well, we're back in the garage. For those of you that have a keen eye, you'll notice that it is a day later. I decided I didn't want to be out there laying on a wet driveway trying to mess with this thing. Really, everything was in. I just had to go through and fine-tune the adjustment on the linkage, which isn't terrible. The best thing I can tell you to do, the tools that you'll need is like a 9/16 wrench. Hopefully like a ratchet wrench works good. A 1/2 inch or like a crescent wrench or something like that. And then just get underneath there, put everything in, and then have somebody up top just wiggle the shift linkage handle. And then as they're wiggling it, you can kind of see where things are loose, and then just tighten up that adjusting arm between the handle for the linkage and then the transfer case link in between there. Just snug them up. Once you get that good, you can run it from 2-wheel drive, 4 high, neutral, 4 low, and then have them wiggle it around just to get all the play out, and then it lines up perfectly with all the gates and the linkage on the transfer case, and you're golden. So I'm never really good at doing those fine-tuning adjustments, but I found that this way worked the best, was just have somebody else up there wiggling it, and then you can tighten it up. Takes all the play out. As far as doing this, definitely a project that's worth it, because you'll know that this thing here, the old handles and linkage, it's just garbage. Just get rid of it. Throw this kit in. If you want, you can go out and buy the expensive one, but I'm telling you, you're just going to get the same stuff. I mean, yeah, it's a knockoff, but it's 20 bucks. So I will try to put a link down in the description to the Amazon to where I found it so that you can get it yourself. There are hundreds of these things out there. This is the only one that I found that just caught my eye real quick, that said it was stainless steel, and like I said, it was 20 bucks. As for this project, we're pretty much going to wrap this one up. With this being the next day, yesterday was Sunday, today's Monday. I still never heard anything with the company I reached out to on hooking you guys up with some product. So it's their thing, so I can't really say who it is just yet. Hopefully I get an email back soon, because I am going to do a review video on it and talk about it. And hopefully they can jump on board, and we'll get something going for you guys. So that's always my goal. I never ask for free things. I always ask for some kind of a discount code for you guys, or just a way for me to give one away. And that's my goal with this, is to get one and then just give it away to some random viewer out there. But like I said, hit that like button. The whole goal here is to really boost this up, to let these companies know that we're serious about this stuff. Other than that, I really like this shift linkage, way better than the stock one. I won't really know too much until I get it out there and really start taking it off-road and flexing it out and having to run it between 4 high, 4 low. But as it sits around here, it really feels strong. It's got a good connection, and when you're shifting it into 4 high, 4 low, you can really tell that it's in the gear and it's hopefully not going to pop out, rather than this old thing that just kind of wiggled around, slopped around. So definitely an upgrade I would recommend doing. But like I said, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It really helps the channel. And yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you next time.